Web authentication is all about verifying that you are who you say you are before you access a web application. The most common method, username and password, your digital key. But passwords alone aren't enough anymore. That's where multi-factor authentication, or MFA, comes in, requiring you to prove your identity with multiple factors, something you know, something you have, or something you are. We also have token-based authentication, like JSO Web Tokens, JWT, which let you stay logged in securely without sending your password every time, and methods like OAuth and Single Sign-On, SSO, let you use your Google or Facebook credentials across multiple sites, convenient and secure, when implemented properly. Two-factor authentication, or TUFA, adds a second step after your password, typically a code sent to your phone or a biometric scan like a fingerprint. This extra step drastically reduces the risk of account compromise, even if your password is stolen. Three-factor authentication, or 3FA, adds yet another layer, combining something you know, something you have, and something you are, such as a smart card plus fingerprint plus password. While 3FA offers top-tier security, it can be complex and sometimes inconvenient for users. Passwords are everywhere, so securing them is critical. Best practices include enforcing strong password policies with length and complexity requirements, using hashing and salting to store passwords securely, so even if stolen, they're extremely hard to crack. Implementing rate limiting and account lockouts to stop brute force attacks, encouraging password managers to create and store unique, complex passwords, educating users about phishing, don't click on suspicious links, always. Combining passwords with MFA for extra protection. Securing authentication means securing every step. Use TLS SSL encryption to protect data in transit. Always look for HTTPS. Enforce strong passwords with real-time strength feedback. Protect sessions by setting cookies as HTTP only, secure, and with same-site attributes to prevent hijacking and cross-site request forgery. Implement session timeouts and automatic logout after inactivity. Block bots and automated attacks using CAPTCHA or ReCAPTCHA. Use modern protocols like OAuth 2.0 or OpenID Connect for federated authentication with proper token handling. Once users are authenticated, what they can do depends on permissions. Permissions control access levels like read-only access to view data, write access to modify or add data, execute permissions to run specific actions, admin full control for managing users and settings, role-based access control, RBAC, assigns permissions based on user roles, ensuring users only see what they're allowed to. A tricky vulnerability to watch for is the time of check to time of use exploit, or talk to dot. Here is what happens. A system checks permissions, time of check, but before it acts on that check, time of use, an attacker changes the state, like swapping a safe file for a malicious one. This race condition allows attackers to bypass security checks and cause damage. To prevent this, use atomic operations that combine check and use steps. Employ locking mechanisms to prevent changes during the process. Re-verify permissions just before critical operations. Always apply the principle of least privilege to limit what users and processes can do. Practice exercise. What does multi-factor authentication, MFA, require? Salting adds a random string to a password before hashing to protect against rainbow table attacks.